The edge of the universe was not so impossibly distant as we had once imagined. Not infinite, not immeasurable, not a horizon stretching into eternity. It was 4.3 billion miles from Earth, just beyond Pluto's orbit. That was where humanity discovered the wall. Our earliest probes, primitive things compared to the sleek vessels of later centuries, had gone out there first. One after another, every machine, every unmanned craft, every piece of human ingenuity slammed into the same obstacle, a kind of invisible barrier that extended across every direction of space. No matter how far we reached, how creative the trajectory, the result was the same. Ships simply stopped. Sensors went mad. Instruments screamed warnings. And yet there was nothing to see. No glowing line, no swirling curtain of radiation, only blackness, stars glittering just beyond the reach of our fingertips. A line in the sand, drawn by something far greater than us. The scientific community convulsed. Was everything we had seen through our telescopes an illusion? Were galaxies, quasars, nebulae nothing more than a painted backdrop? The notion was unthinkable, but there it was, pressing down on us with undeniable certainty. Reality itself might not be real. Philosophers asked if we were trapped in a simulation, a cosmic rendering program unable to generate reality beyond a fixed point. Religious leaders declared it proof of divine imprisonment, a cage built by God or gods. Military saw it as a challenge, a wall to be broken, conquered, shattered. For the first time in history, all of humanity turned to the same question with the same intensity. What lies beyond the wall? Centuries passed, and we never stopped trying. Probes gave way to crewed missions. Crew gave way to fleets. Fleets gave way to megastructures launched like battering rams into the invisible horizon. Nothing worked. Every attempt failed. Every effort ended in humiliation. And still we persisted. The obsession drove us further than ambition ever had. Bases were leapfrogged outward. First Mars, then the moons of Jupiter, then the icy wastelands of Pluto itself. The dream of piercing the wall justified everything. Fusion cores were refined until they could burn like miniature stars. Ships grew more powerful, faster, sleeker. The industry of space, once fragile and fragile, exploded into humanity's greatest endeavor. But the barrier remained. Scientists compared it to a white hole, theoretical counterpart to a black hole, spewing matter outward faster than light. Theorists whispered of tunnels to other universes, opposite planes of relativity, hidden dimensions stacked like layers of glass. And then, 8 months ago, something changed. A vessel, unmanned, slipped through. It didn't bounce. It didn't vaporize. It simply vanished, as though swallowed by the void. At first, disbelief, then hope. A second drone was launched at the same coordinates. It too disappeared. Suddenly, the barrier wasn't just a wall. It was a door. Now it was our turn. I sat strapped into my harness, the patch of the North American Space Force crisp on my chest. The hum of the ship filled the cabin, a steady vibration running up through my bones. My co-pilot, Sophia Vieira, sat opposite me. She tugged at her restraints, clearing her throat to disguise nerves. "The world is watching," I muttered. She smirked faintly. "That's comforting. Billions of people waiting to watch us die on live broadcast." "Took the Earth-Space Union long enough to approve this," I said. "All those tests, all that data, and still no idea where we're going or if we'll ever make it back." "No one sane would sign up for this," she replied. But then, sanity was never humanity's strong suit. Her voice wavered despite the banter. I could feel her unease, though she tried to bury it under sarcasm. She wasn't wrong. Only lunatics volunteered for a mission like this. But wasn't that how progress was always made? The possibilities are endless, I said softly. No human being has ever seen beyond that line. Think about it. The most fundamental question of existence. Right there. Why are we here? Who put us here? Was all of it designed? Or just an accident? Sophia leaned back, eyes fixed on the endless void outside our canopy. What if we're breaking out of the Garden of Eden? Preston, ever think of that? Maybe Earth was a gift. Too perfect to be coincidence. Down to the exact ratio between the sun and moon that lets us have eclipses. A paradise built for us. That's exactly why we have to leave, I countered. A spoon-fed paradise isn't truth. It's captivity. She turned her head, lips quirking. That's awfully religious for a soldier boy. The prospect of imminent death making you philosophical. Not religious, just realistic. Any technology advanced enough looks like magic. And whoever or whatever built that wall, I trailed off, shaking my head. They are far beyond us. Sophia chuckled darkly. Funny, if anyone heard us right now, they wouldn't know which of us is a scientist and which is a soldier. She hesitated, then added, softer, "It's been an honor, Preston." The words sat heavy in the cabin. An admission, a farewell. I tightened my grip on the controls. We're not dying today. Our solar sails spread wide one last time, gleaming like wings in the starlight before detaching. Fusion engines ignited with a thunder we could not hear but could feel vibrating through our marrow. 1,000 miles. The invisible line waited. My stomach twisted. The veins in my neck throbbed. My monitor beeped warnings as my oxygen levels faltered despite the perfect atmospheric control. My chest heaved with shallow, ragged breaths. Sophia's eyes avoided mine. And then, impact. The cockpit exploded with light. A roaring, searing white, as if we had plunged into the heart of the sun. Every alarm shrieked at once. Gravity lurched violently, my body oscillating between crushing weight and feather-light drift. My organs burned as if overcharged, every vein lit with fire. The armrest tore free under my grip. I screamed until my lungs felt ready to burst. Sophia howled beside me. The ship rattled. The stars collapsed into a single, impossible point. Space twisted into a kaleidoscope of incomprehensible geometry. And then, silence. Stars returned. I sucked in a ragged breath, staring at the broken armrest in my hand. We made it, I croaked. Sophia slammed her comm switch. Pluto Station, this is ESU Vanguard. Do you copy? We've crossed the gap. Repeat, this is Vanguard. Do you copy? Only static. They are not going to answer, I muttered. Sophia turned, eyes wide. We did it, Preston. We actually. Her words died. She saw it too. The speedometer wasn't slowing. It was climbing. Faster, faster. Zero sprouted endlessly across the screen. That's impossible, I whispered. We're accelerating beyond light speed. The ship should be tearing apart. The controls fought me as I tried to correct. The ship spun, dizzying, end over end. My stomach heaved. Bile filled my mouth. Food spilled across the cabin. Reverse thrusters. I slammed my hand down. The engine screamed. For a moment, momentum shifted. Relief flooded me until the engines overloaded, system cascading into failure. And still we tumbled. The asteroid field appeared without warning. The scanner's readouts blurred from the velocity, a smear proximity alerts. I slammed auxiliary power in blind desperation. By some miracle, the ship slowed to a survivable pace, just in time to collide with a silver rock the size of a mountain. Impact. A screech of tortured metal. Sparks cascaded across the cabin. The hull groaned. And then, stillness. We had skidded to a halt across alien soil. Alive. Barely. My chest heaved. What the hell just happened? Sophia stared at the failing instruments, her face pale. I don't know. That violates every law of physics we've ever written. The portal, it gave us, I don't know, magic horsepower. That's not how portals work. Clearly this one didn't get the memo. I looked out the viewport. The asteroid stretched desolate and barren. Beyond it, unfamiliar stars glittered, cold and unknowable. I let out a bitter laugh. We're stranded. Engines dead. Comms useless. No Earth. No rescue. Sophia managed a weak smile. Then maybe those higher beings you're so fond of mentioning will hear our prayers. Don't count on it. If they exist, they built us to be self-sufficient. No gods are coming. Silence fell between us. What do we do now? She asked finally. Leave notes, I said. So when someone finds our skeletons, they'll know what happened. And then, I'm taking a walk. We didn't die to sit inside a broken ship. You should save your strength. Food, oxygen. I cut her off. We're going to starve either way. Might as well see the stars one last time. She shook her head but didn't argue. Instead, she busied herself with the radio, setting a distress signal on infinite loop. I pulled on my suit, heavy and stiff, the hiss of the seal locking into place. My heart felt heavier still. For what it's worth, I said quietly, glancing back at her, I'm glad I'm not out here alone. Her lips softened. Me too. And with that, I stepped into the airlock. The hatch opened. Silence rushed in, vast, eternal, endless. The alien stars burned overhead, sharp and brilliant, as though watching me. The asteroid stretched out under my boots, cold dust shimmering silver. Maybe this was the end. Or maybe, just maybe, it was the beginning of something greater than humanity had ever dreamed.